Shalom, shalom. This is a brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad with another video, another lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Alright, so first and foremost, Kal Halayim, La Alahayanawa Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah HaKodash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, salutations unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth through the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled Israelites who may look like the other nations, but are Israel through their forefatherly lineage. And shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat, which is the sisters who listening and learning. Alright, all humbleness and truth and sincerity and all that good righteous stuff. Alright, the name of this video is Blame Not Before Thou Hast Examined the Truth. Alright, this video here goes off of experience that I had recently experienced. Alright, I was on the receiving end of some slander here on the job site, on the plantation. Alright, I was falsely accused of slander, of ill speaking and slandering and what have you, concerning an individual, concerning a supervisor, a past supervisor, alright, who he had an ordeal with one of our superiors. He had an altercation with one of our superiors, and he was called to the office to face disciplinary actions, what have you. Alright, and within it, during the course of the following day, or whatever the case may be, after he got he got discipline, as he would say. Alright, he called me and also leaving threatening remarks on my WhatsApp and whatnot, accusing me of saying things about him and what have you, which I did not have anything to do with partaking or say or anything of the sort, and the situation is, I had also let him know when he started threatening me and whatnot. I also let him know, hey, here it is going on. Why you in move as if you consider yourself a big man, whatever the case may be, you were supposed to come to me and ask me first before you call me and blaming and threatening and all these things. You're supposed to come and ask me first. Alright? And hear what I have to say here. If I will tell you, well, alright, I said it or not, because I if it was me, I'd tell him, if I already had done it, I would have tell him, yes, I said it. But your situation has nothing to do with me. Alright? I wasn't wrong when your situation occurred. The news came to me, and I could have cared less. To be honest, because I could care less about these niggas on the plantation. I being straight. I could care less. Alright? I could care less. Them could dead for my part, I do business. The children could dead for my part, I do business. And I mean that. And I say that without apology. The only way I will business is if they repent and turn to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh and follow the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh and have faith in Yahweh Shai and Mashiach. And these things. But these men are doing the will of the Most High. So I could give a ass about these men and women. alright, who I work amongst, each and every single one of them. And when I say each and every single one of them, each and every single one of them, you know, because they're not of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I will deal with them, reason with them, wherever the case may be, but to hold them dear to my heart, hell fuck no. Excuse my language, but that is the reality. Hell no. Alright, so let's start. This is Sirach 11:7. It reads, blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first, then rebuke. And this is what you were supposed to do, Cumberbatch. Alright? This is what you were supposed to do. Alright? You were supposed to examine the truth and understand first. Alright? Investigate the truth to its full extent. You know, come and ask the individual who they told you, you know, calling your name and what have you, so forth, before you start to rebuke, before you start to, you know, leave your remarks and what have you. Alright? Verse 8, answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk. Alright? So you were supposed to hear, you know, and listen attentively to what I have to say. And then weigh the balance of what I said to you and what whoever individual bring that slanderous news to you. And from there you would be able to get the judgment in the sense of who is speaking the truth. Hey, the sun well beaten, but woo! Anyhow. Verse 9, strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not, and sit not in judgment with sinners. Alright? And this is something here for myself, because this is why I just try to follow, especially with these guys. That's actually me here. Let me just move this to me, because I come out of the sun, but woo, the sun beating me. Alright, yeah, back to it, right? So it was verse 8, right? So, you know, this is what I just try my best to do. Verse 9, Salakia, you know, I do my best to try and stay out of people's business. You know, I do my best to try my best to just stay out of people's business, you know, because I say, like, for instance, this situation here, I stayed out of that, you know. I had nothing to say. I had nothing to ask him concerning what transpired between him and our superior, and the situation, what made it happen, what caused it. You know, and the individual who it was caused over, I never asked them, I never asked nothing. As I say, the news come to me and I hear it, and I could have cared less because I was sleeping. I wanted us to go back and sleep. You know, that is not my business. Strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not, and sit not in the judgment of sinners. You know, when they start to cast the friggin' judgment and it's good for him and this and that and the other and whatnot, and you taking part in that, alright? You taking part in that. Hey. These things you're not supposed to be, you know, as men of the Lord, you know, as us, you know, who pushing for the shoot, we brothers who pushing for the shoot. We're not supposed to dilly and dally and dip and dab in around with these 2/3. Let these 2/3 stay in the freaking zone, and you stay in, you know, you stay in your zone, you know. And this is what I try my best to do. Alright? Verse 10. My son, meddle not with many matters, for if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent. Yeah, because if you want to be in everybody's business, you want to have this to say, have that to say, what not, so forth, so forth. When the bacchanal or the confusion, you know, come to a eruption, you is going to be calling it. Alright? Your name is going to call in it. You was there. You had this to say. You had that to say. You voice your opinions and you know. And sooner or later, it's because you getting blame and this one watching you bad face and. Alright, so don't meddle, and this is what I try my best to do. Don't meddle in these people. I lead these people. A lot of things that take place here, and I just be the last to find out. Because why, as I say, I don't care about these niggas. I hold my corner to a certain extent. That's why when I just like to when I'm on the plantation, I like to be by myself. Then let them put me somewhere by myself to work. It'll be better for me. I can be able to pull out my Bible. If I ain't sleeping on myself, I pull out my Bible, I read, I gather some scriptures to do a video, whatnot, so forth, you know what I mean? I just hate, really and truly, I just hate to be around them. Because when you're around them, you can't talk, also, you can't keep conversations as you would keep with your brothers. Because they're not of the same mindset. Alright? A bunch of carnal niggas. Especially around these women. Alright, but continuing verse 10. My son, meddle not with many matters, for if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent, and if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither shalt thou escape by flying. Right? Your name is going to call. Because you're always in people business. Wherever bacchanal ensue, you always want to know and always want to think and always want to give. Leave that for these women, That's the nature of women, That's the nature of women. Leave that for these nigger women. Alright? I still stay in the book of Sirach. Sirach 28. Sirach 28 and 14. Alright, this is something real serious. You see this? Sirach 28 and 14. Oh boy, it is something serious. A dreadful scripture that I had to pay down and read. Alright, Sirach 28:14, it reads, a backbiting tongue hath disquieted many. Alright? A evil tongue, a slanderous tongue. Alright? Had disquieted many. Alright? Put a lot of people in trouble. Put a lot of people in worries because of your slanderous tongue, your wicked tongue. Yeah? A backbiting tongue had disquieted many and driven them from nation to nation. Strong cities hath it pulled down and overthrown the houses of great men. Yeah? This just to show you how powerful the tongue is. Because by you bringing forth slanders and whatnot, so forth, and the person so stupid, they don't have the wisdom, the knowledge, the thinking capacity to examine before they start to think. If that person would have went and did to me, supposing I wasn't under the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and I didn't have the mindset to reason, to try to calm the brother and bring him to a sense of reasoning. Well, I shouldn't say brother to calm the nigga, because he ain't my brother. Alright, we may be of the same nation, but he ain't my brother, because he not doing the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Alright, so what I'm saying is, supposing he did really take it to heart, and I to myself fly up and rage and what have you, so forth. Man, or even if I didn't fly up and rage, but he didn't listen, he didn't want to reason and what have you. Alright? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai could have put the spirit upon him to come and carry out his threats whenever you see me. Because this is how dreadful our tongue is. A backbiting tongue had that's not right. It had why I said a backbiting tongue had disquieted many and driven them from nation to nation. Strong cities had it pulled down and overthrown the houses of great men. A backbiting tongue had cast out virtuous women and deprived them of their labors. Alright? This is how dreadful the tongue is. Whoso hearken unto it shall never find rest and never dwell quietly. Because why? You don't have the sense of reason, and you're taking it come like you're taking every wind of doctrine. Yeah? It come like you're taking every wind of doctrine. Whoso hearken it unto it. You know, you don't have that sense of reasoning, you know. Boy, hey, whoso hearken it unto it shall never find rest, never dwell quietly. Alright? Because when you go to Sirach, let's bear with me, Sirach. What the hell? Yes, Sirach 19 and 6, where it reads. That's now, bear with me. Bear with me. Alright. Sirach 19 and 6, it reads, he that can, no, that's not. No, not this one. No. It's not this one, actually. Yeah, man. But it's... Alright. Sirach 9. I will come back to the 6 in a moment, but it's actually 11. Sirach 19 and 11, it reads, a fool travaileth with a word. Alright? A fool travaileth with a word as a woman in labor of a child. Alright? As an arrow that sticketh in a man's thigh, so is a sword, so is a word within a fool's belly. Alright? Verse 13, admonish a friend, it may be he had not done it. And if he have done it, then that he do it, that he do it no more. So, you know, come and deal with our brethren, you know, come and reason with him and find out if he really did this, if he really say this word, you know. If you really slandered you, drag your name in the mud, what not, so forth, come and find out. And if he do it, you know, you reason with him and what not, so forth, that he do it no more. Alright? Admonish thy friend. It may be he had not said it. Alright? Come and talk to him, because why? It may be that he had not said it. And if he have, that he speaketh it not again. Admonish a friend, for many times it is a slander. Admonish a friend, for many times it is a slander, and believe not every tale. Believe not every tale. There is one that slippeth in his speech, but not from his heart. And who is he that hath not offended with his tongue? A lot of people, you know, they may say, everybody, you know, we may say things that we don't mean to say, you know, or didn't mean to say it in a way how it may come out, you know. But you know, still, you know, that not everything is to be in a haste, not everything is to be in a rage. Admonish thy neighbor before thou threaten him. Yeah, admonish a neighbor before thou threaten him. And not being angry, give place to the law of the Most High. The fear of Yahweh is the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom obtaineth his love. Because this with the you ought to use wisdom, you know, everything you get wisdom, you know, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. Wisdom exceeds all folly, whatnot, you know, these things, you know. So going back to the Sirach 11. It was Sirach 11? No, Sirach 28, Sirach. Yeah, Sirach 28. So going back to the Sirach 28, actually. Sirach 28, and I think I had reached verse 15 or something like that. Verse 15 or something like that. Alright, no, I read verse 16 actually. So I read over verse 16, Sirach 28 and 16. Whoso hearkeneth unto it shall never find rest and never dwell quietly. Alright? Because you're studying to hearken unto slanderous tongues. Alright? The stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue, the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones. Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. And many has fallen by the edge of the sword, but by the tongue, oh boy, exceeds the sword. Well is he that is defended from it. Well is he that is defended from it. And he had not passed through the venom, or the venom thereof, which had not drawn the yoke thereof, nor hath been bound in her bands. Who hasn't been caught up in that, you know? Hey, all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, if you know you never experienced such, you know, such a problem. Alright? So going back to the Sirach, going back to the, I still saying in the book of Sirach, to Sirach 19, and I will start from 6 now. Alright? Sirach 19 and 6. Alright? He that can rule his tongue shall live without strife. Alright? He that can hold his tongue, control what he's saying, shall live without strife. He that hateth babbling shall have less evil. And this is even a reproof for me too, because, you know, that is why, and for myself, okay, you have to teach yourself before you teach on to others, you know. This is why you ought to watch what you're saying. You ought to be mindful of the things that you're saying, because the things that you're saying, you know, in the later on, you could suffer repercussions for it. All right. Rehearse not unto another that which is told unto thee, and thou shalt fear never the worst. You know, that is because you hear somebody say something about this person and that person, that you too add on to it and carry the conversation to Tom, Dick, and Harry and whatnot. Because again, when the worst comes, which is what? The confusion, alright, the entanglement. In Trinidad here we just say the bacchanal, alright, your name will be called. So as long as you keep far from these things, alright, you wouldn't have to fear the worst, which is the bacchanal and whatnot, because you know you had nothing to deal with it. Alright? Whether it be to friend or foe, talk not of others men's lives. You know, don't talk people business. Alright? Don't talk people business. Don't meddle nothing another man's affairs. Alright? Again, this is a reproof to myself and all. You know, and a lesson to myself and all. And if thou canst without offense reveal them not. Alright? For he heard and observed thee, and when time cometh he will hate thee. Right? Because he will hear it, the word will come back to him, you know, to the person, you know. And when he hear it, he will what? He will despise you, he will hate you. For if thou hast heard a word, let it die with thee. If you hear it, don't bother to go and talk it, let that dead right there. Alright? And that is what I practice. That is a good thing I practice that. Because he ended up coming to the realization it's not me that said that nonsense concerning him. It's the same ones that he being amongst and friending and whatnot, so forth, going and smoking cigarette and smoke and this and that, and you know. It's the same ones that bust in your throat. Alright? But who is the one to quick to blame? The man, the one who claim, who proclaiming Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because hey, they hate me on this job here. They would deal with me, they would talk to me nice, wherever the case may be, but hey, all skin teeth is not green teeth, you know. Not just because they smile and what that means he's a friend. Hey, the enemy will smile with you and still kill you, boy. Alright? So verse 8. No, not verse 8, still here. Verse 10, if thou hast heard a word, let it die with thee, and be bold, it will not burst thee. Alright, be bold, it will not burst thee. Alright? These wait is about here that's a couple more scriptures. I don't want to make this too long. Alright? That's a couple more. Because the same thing what they try to do with Yahweh Shai Mashiach and the scribes and the Pharisees and the same thing what they do with me is the same thing with the hey, they did it to him, you know. The servant is not greater than the master. They did it to you. What left for them to do to me? If they can do it to Yahweh Shai Mashiach, what left for them to do to me? Alright? Matthew 22 and 15. Alright. Bear with me here. It reads, then when the Pharisees took counsel how they might entangle him in his talk, and they sent out unto him their disciples with the Herodians. Alright? And this how did this come? One because I will go on one son the other to come and ask me concerning he, and I ain't answer she. You understand? I ain't answer. So they decided, you know what? Slander Joseph. You know? But anyhow, verse 16, and they sent out unto them their disciples with the Herodians, saying, Master, we know that thou art true and teachest the way of the Most High in truth, neither carest thou for any man, for thou regardest not the person of men. Tell us therefore what thou thinkest. Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? But Yahweh shall perceive their wickedness, and it's the same thing with me. When the person come to ask me the question, I don't know what they come. I don't know the seed they're coming with, the guile they're coming with. That's why I didn't answer. Alright, because you of all person know what transpired with the individual, with the supervisor. You know what transpired with him. You know the judgment. You know what judgment or whatsoever. Our superiors passed down upon him. You know what disciplinary measures they took against him. So what the fuck you coming to ask me? But again, the wickedness of the woman. I tell you, nigga. You see the woman, especially the nigga woman, as I told my superiors, you know, because the bacchanal reached a real exceeding point, but it didn't reach an exceeding point with me. It didn't reach an exceeding point with me because again, I had nothing to say. I keep my ass quiet and keep my mouth shut because that's not my business. So when the bacchanal blow up and he face even more now because the same shit he come around me with, it turned right back on him. Alright, it turned right back on him. And the bacchanal explode big in his face. And that's why I say, you know, all wickedness is as little as the wickedness of a woman that the portion of a sinner fall upon her. One woman can make a whole legion of soldiers fucking dead, boy. Because there's just the criteria, these women, boy. They're all about confusion. They're all about bacchanal. They're all about commerce. They're all about, you know. Hey, boy, these fucking women, boy. Verse 18, but Yahweh shall perceive their wickedness and said, why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? Where you coming wrong my with? Alright? Shew me the tribute money, and they brought unto him a penny. And he said unto them, whose is this image and superscription? Then say unto him, Caesar's. Then saith he unto them, render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto Yahweh the things that are Yahweh. Verse 22. Yeah. Verse 22. Alright, when they had heard these words, they marveled and left him and went their way. Because the same thing they try to do Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Alright? Because there's the time he living here. If they could do he that, they could do me that. They could any time he living in right now. They Romans 1. Romans 1 and 28. Alright? Romans 1 and 28. Because that's what going on with these niggas. This what going on with these dumb niggas out here. That is what it is. That is what it is. Romans 1:28, and even as they did not like to retain Yahweh in the knowledge, because they all them on the job site here, they don't want to retain in the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That are you crazy? They don't want that. Alright? Yahweh gave them over to a reprobate mind. That's why they will do all this, or that's why they're doing all this shit what they're doing. Alright? To do those things which are not you see the same thing? To do those things which are not convenient. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, which is what? Idol worship and what have you. All of them had a nice time. They eat up the ham and the jam and whatnot, so forth for the Christmas and whatnot. Yeah, the New Year's and all that shit. Alright? Fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness. Yeah? Full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, yeah, backbiters, slanderers, haters of Yahweh, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection. All right, because that's what they had. It even had that too. On the job site here, a female taking part in what? With taking part in unnatural, not natural, but unnatural affection. You all should know where I'm coming from. Alright? Implacable, alright, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of Yahweh, that they which commit such things are worthy of death. And Yahweh Hashem Yashai, as I just all I just let them know straight up, Yahweh Hashem Yashai is going to put you niggas to fucking death. Alright? Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Alright? It's one in particular, she has pleasure in slandering people's names. She has pleasure. Pleasure. In causing bacchanal. This bitch has fucking pleasure and will talk with you easy and nice and sweet but deep down inside the fucking mind stink like the shit. This is the situation here with these niggas here that I working with, boy. That is why when I ask Yahweh Hashem Yashai, keep these evil elements away from me and let me get to work by myself. It's just what I is right now. If I can get to work here every day when I work in day shift, oh boy, I go be so happy. But it wouldn't I wouldn't get it so, Hi. It's Ephesians 4 and 29. Ephesians 4 and 29. It reads what? Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying. Stop slandering people and whatnot. And look to edify, look to listen to the prophets and take heed from the prophets and what have you, and teach the younger sisters, even the brothers. The brothers, teach, and teach brothers and what have you. All right, but that which is of good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers, man. Bring meat bring fruit, meat for repentance. All right, roughly paraphrasing. 3 more scriptures. That's 3 more scriptures. Going back to the Old Testament, Proverbs 6. Proverbs 6 and Proverbs 6 and 16. Alright? Proverbs 6 and 16 it reads, These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and him that soweth discord among brethren. And hey, a lot of you all is guilty with that. A lot of you all. I think it's 14. Proverbs 14. Let me see. Proverbs 14 and 5. Alright. Proverbs 14 and 5. It reads what? A faithful witness will not lie. Alright. A faithful witness will not lie, but a false witness will utter lies. That's self-explanatory by itself, you know. But when we say faithful, we're talking about faithful in what? In Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Alright? Last scripture, which is Psalms. The book of Psalms. The book of Psalms. The book of Psalms 101. Psalms 101. Alright, Psalms 101 and 5. Psalms 101 and 5. Whoso privily, which goes into privately, I put this one in red and all, slandereth his neighbor, him will I cut off. Him that hath an high look and a proud heart will not I suffer. Right? Which means what? Yahweh Shai is going to put you niggers to death in the worst way for your wickedness. Because time and time again, he keeps warning and warning. So hope you was edified, because this video long enough. Hope you was edified through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shai, you know. And hey, he got what I ain't feeling sorry for he. He get what he is, because I go through real fight down with he and whatnot on our sons, but I always kept my cool, always kept my calm, you know. I never give no set up, no, I never give him a possession, to be honest. You know, that time you talk to me like if I some little freaking child and whatnot, but you know, I just let that be, because at the end of the day, I know what's coming for him. You know? And with all this shit he come around me with, you know, I still try to show him love, you know, I plead with that guy. You know, where the truth is concerned, you know, plead with that guy because you're children and whatnot. Alright? But that guy is a wicked nigga. He went and take the antidote and all of that shit, you know, so you don't know. Hey, judgment upon these niggas, man. Judgment upon these niggas. Yahweh Shai will continue to bring judgment upon these niggas as seen fit. Alright, so again, hope you was edified through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shai. I call Halayam La Allahayanawa, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Akaha Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone that rule well. Double salutations unto the brothers who preaching and teaching this truth through the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and the freedom to do so, no more than ever for this truth. Shalom unto the speckable Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwads. This is a brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp saying, you know, just signing out, saying shalom, and examine fools before you blame. Shalom.